On a day that seemed no different than any other, John woke up to the bright rays of the morning sun. A typical day in the life of John was filled with routine and familiarity. He was a young man in the prime of his life, enjoying the simplicity of everyday existence. His morning ritual was a medley of ordinary tasks. The aroma of freshly brewed coffee wafted through the air as he prepared his breakfast. While he munched on his toast, he scanned through the morning headlines, his mind taking in the world's happenings. The tick-tock of the clock was a rhythmic accompaniment to his morning routine, a symphony of the mundane that was comforting in its predictability. His life was a tapestry woven with threads of normalcy. He was just another face in the crowd, an average Joe living an average life. He went about his day with the same enthusiasm that he had for the past several years. Life had a rhythm, a pattern, and John was content living within its confines. His work was his passion, his colleagues his second family. The camaraderie within his workspace was a source of joy and fulfillment. The everyday hustle-bustle, the laughter ringing out during lunch breaks, the sense of accomplishment at the end of a hard day's work. These were the things that made his life vibrant and worth living. As the day wound down, he would return home, cook his dinner, maybe catch up on his favorite TV show, or lose himself in the pages of a good book. His life was a comfortable routine, each day a mirror image of the one before. But life, as we all know, is a master of surprise. It spins us around in its unpredictable dance, and sometimes the music changes when we least expect it. For John, this day was about to become a testament to life's unpredictability. As he stepped out the door, little did John know that this day would be far from ordinary. Midway through his day, John felt a sudden and inexplicable change in his body. A wave of unease washed over him, an unfamiliar sensation that left him puzzled. His skin started to itch, his eyes watered, and he felt a strange tightness in his chest. This was not the typical discomfort of a cold or the flu, but something far more alien and alarming. As the minutes ticked by, John's discomfort escalated into distress. His breathing grew labored, each breath a struggle, like he was trying to suck air through a straw. His heart pounded in his chest, a frantic tempo that echoed his rising panic. He felt dizzy, his vision blurred, and a cold sweat broke out on his skin. His body was rebelling against him, and he didn't know why. It was then that he realized he was having an allergic reaction. But to what? He hadn't eaten anything unusual, hadn't been stung by a bee, hadn't come into contact with anything out of the ordinary. Yet his body was reacting as though he had encountered a potent allergen. As his symptoms intensified, John knew he was in serious trouble. This wasn't just a mild reaction. This was anaphylaxis, a severe and potentially fatal allergic reaction. He knew that anaphylaxis could lead to bronchoconstriction, where the airways narrow, making it difficult to breathe. It could also cause a cardiovascular collapse, where the heart and circulation system fail. His mind raced with these terrifying thoughts, but he knew he couldn't afford to panic. He needed to stay calm, to think clearly. He needed to get to a hospital. He fumbled for his phone, his fingers trembling as he dialed for help. With his condition rapidly deteriorating, John knew he needed medical help, and fast. His life was hanging in the balance. Each second ticking away was a step closer to the edge. But John wasn't ready to give up. Not yet. He was determined to fight, to survive this unexpected and life-threatening crisis. As John was rushed into the emergency room, the medical team sprang into action. This was not an ordinary day at the hospital. The room was filled with an air of urgency, as doctors, nurses, and medical technicians all played their part in this high-stakes symphony of medical science. The first priority was to stabilize John. His body was in a state of shock. His immune system was on overdrive, fighting an unseen enemy. The doctors administered epinephrine, a life-saving drug that would halt the allergic reaction and buy them some precious time. His vitals began to stabilize, but the battle was far from over. With John's immediate crisis averted, the team turned their focus towards the diagnostic process. They needed to identify the allergen that had caused this severe reaction. Allergies are like a puzzle, a complex interplay of genetics and environmental factors. The team had to unravel this puzzle piece by piece to find the culprit. A series of tests were promptly ordered. Blood was drawn and samples were taken. The laboratory technicians were the unsung heroes of this story. Their meticulous work in the lab would provide the crucial clues needed to solve this medical mystery. Meanwhile, John's condition was closely monitored. The team was ready to intervene at a moment's notice, prepared for any potential complications. The atmosphere was tense. A palpable sense of urgency hung in the air. This was a race against time, with John's life hanging in the balance. The doctors and nurses moved with a swift efficiency, their years of training and experience guiding their every action. Each decision, each intervention, was a calculated move in this complex game of medical chess. Their collective goal? To bring John back from the brink and return him to good health. The emergency room was a whirlwind of activity. Amidst the chaos, the medical team remained resolute, their dedication and determination shining through. They were united in their mission to save John's life. Time was of the essence, and every second counted in the battle to save John's life. This was more than a job. It was a calling, a commitment to preserve and protect life. And in this race against time, every second, every minute mattered. With John's life hanging in the balance, the medical team had to uncover the cause of this sudden and severe reaction. Anaphylaxis. It's a term that sends chills down the spine of every medical professional. It's a severe and potentially fatal allergic reaction that can affect multiple systems in the body, leading to a cascade of physiological responses such as bronchoconstriction and cardiovascular collapse. John was in the throes of this terrifying condition, and the clock was ticking. To understand the gravity of the situation, let's dive a little deeper into the mysteries of anaphylaxis. It's a reaction that can be triggered by a multitude of allergens. These can range from certain foods or medications to insect stings or even exercise. It's a bit like a switch that's been flipped in the body, causing a sudden and overwhelming immune response. The symptoms can be as varied as the triggers. Some people may experience hives, swelling, or difficulty breathing. Others, like John, could face a total cardiovascular collapse. It's a complex puzzle that the medical team had to solve, and quickly. Identifying the specific allergen responsible for triggering anaphylaxis can be akin to finding a needle in a haystack. There are countless potential triggers, and each individual's reaction can be unique. The medical team had to become detectives in their own right, conducting a series of tests, including skin prick tests and allergen panels, to narrow down the possibilities. Just imagine the scene, the flurry of activity, the sense of urgency, the relentless pursuit of answers, all while John lies unconscious, his life hanging in the balance. It was a daunting task, but the medical team was determined to find the culprit. But the pursuit of answers was not just a medical challenge. It was a race against time. Each passing minute was critical. Would they find the cause in time? Could they save John's life? The mystery deepened, the tension heightened. The next chapter of this medical thriller was about to unfold. In the face of adversity, John's resilience began to shine through. As the medical team tirelessly worked to uncover the mystery of John's sudden allergic attack, a breakthrough came. Like a candle piercing the darkness, the allergen was finally identified. Thanks to a comprehensive allergen panel, the culprit? A rare type of tree nut that John had unknowingly consumed. With the enemy now known, the medical team could formulate a precise treatment plan. The plan was twofold. First, an immediate treatment to stabilize John's condition and reverse the life-threatening symptoms of anaphylaxis. Second, a long-term strategy to prevent future allergic reactions. This involved immunotherapy, a treatment designed to desensitize John's immune system to the allergen, reducing the severity of any future reactions. John's road to recovery was not easy. It was paved with challenges and setbacks, but with each passing day, he grew stronger. His body slowly began to accept the immunotherapy, and his allergic reactions became less severe. But the physical recovery was only half the journey. The other half was psychological. The sudden, life-threatening allergic reaction had left John feeling vulnerable. But he was not alone. He had the unwavering support of his family, the medical team, and a psychologist who helped him navigate his fears and anxieties. John's journey wasn't just about recovering from an allergic reaction. It was about confronting fear, embracing change, and finding strength in adversity. It was about learning to live with a new reality, a reality where vigilance and precaution became second nature. John's story serves as a powerful reminder of the resilience of the human spirit. It's a testament to the power of modern medicine, the importance of medical research, and the indomitable will of an individual to survive and thrive despite overwhelming odds. From the brink of death, John had returned, stronger and wiser than before. His journey serves as a beacon of hope, illuminating the path for others navigating their own road to recovery. His story is a testament to the power of resilience and the triumph of the human spirit over adversity.